What you are about to observe is a nuclear blast in the Bikini Atoll located in the Marshall Islands, one of the Compact of Free Association COFA nations. The aftermath of the history of nuclear testing at Bikini Atoll illustrates the difficulties faced by the COFA nations in areas like health disparities and economic disparities. These countries are the epitome of why the United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy exists. Including persons with disabilities with digital access, we can bridge gaps and resources, provide information and support, and help them actively participate in society. It is important to recognize this history and work towards an inclusive digital environment that meets the needs and rights of individuals from combinations, promoting equality and improving their well-being. Welcome to Imagine Pacific Presentation, IMPRES, Exploring Case Part 1 of Applying the United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy. Fostering inclusiveness, and assessing the impact of digital access on disabilities and marginalized communities. Here's the agenda for the course. It'll be in 5 parts. You'll get an overview of the learning objectives, the principles of the United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy. Inclusion gaps for some disability cohorts applying the strategy and will provide some tools and an activity to use. The overview. This course introduces leaders and change agents to the UN Disability Inclusion Strategy. Participants will explore practical ways to foster an inclusive environment by applying principles and strategies outlined in the UN strategy as a case study. It examines the disparities in disability access in the wake of the effect of the nuclear bomb blast. With consideration to the lack of broadband infrastructure, the course will explore the impact on disabilities. Here are the learning objectives for the course. First, understand the key principles and strategies outlined in the UN Disability Inclusion Strategy. Second, recognize the lack of inclusion's impact, specifically focusing on the COFA nations and the areas of digital access. Third, explore how the Disability Inclusion Strategy can be applied when considering digital access, and fourth, providing some tools and methods to include an application activity. The United Nations has a strategy on disability inclusion that is multifaceted. The strategy includes a policy accountability framework and implementation modalities. It was developed with input from over 60 United Nations entities and member states. The strategy intends to empower persons with disability through mainstreaming procedures and targeted measures of effectiveness and employees' intersectionality as it means to consider different social entities and incorporate universal design. The Entity Accountability Framework covers aspects such as programming capacity, development, hiring practice, and accessibility. There are 15 indicator factors that established a framework that assess good practice and support implementation. United Nations Disability Inclusion Strategy objective states through its policy and accountability framework, it is a comprehensive strategy for ensuring that the United Nations systems is fit for purpose in relation to disability inclusion. It provides a foundation for sustainability and transformative change towards disability inclusion throughout all the pillars of the organization's work. This could be interpreted in other way as ensuring that the UN programs and operations systems are ready for disability inclusion and laying the groundwork for systemic change throughout the UN. If expanded beyond the stated definition, some possible benefits that could arise from achieving the objective include: foster inclusive environments which create a welcome and inclusive atmosphere within the United Nations system, empowering individuals which give individuals with disabilities the power and opportunity to participate equally. Answer representation, which is increasing the involvement of people with disabilities and making decisions and shaping policy. Approved policy impact, which strengthens the effectiveness of policies and programs by including the perspectives of the experiences from people with disabilities. Sustainable change, which builds on the foundation for long-lasting and transformative changes that promote disability, inclusion, and finally social and economic benefits which unleash the talents and skills of persons with disabilities into positive social and economic growth within the UN. Digital accessibility can be utilized to serve as a means to achieve the objective of the UN Disability Inclusion Strategy. If the strategy aims to promote the rights and inclusion of persons with disabilities and focus on fostering an inclusive environment and empowering individuals, consider digital access as it creates inclusion through access and representation in the digital society, ensuring inclusion with broadband infrastructure and connectivity. The benefits of digital access are that it enables access to digital healthcare and services and information and enhances employment opportunities in the digital economy. It empowers individuals with disabilities with bolstered resilience and independence, which result in an overall improvement in the quality of life. Thank you for tuning into this episode of IMPRES, Imagine Pacific Presentations. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and thanks for watching the Imagine Pacific YouTube channel.